and good evening. Welcome to the Serrano Show. We're the marriage CEOs and your relationship experts. My husband and I have helped thousands of couples on their journey to forever. We are on a mission to helping 1 million couples and families in crisis rise up from move forward, rise up from divorce being the only way out, rise up from the devastation of betrayal and infidelity being the death of your marriage, and rise up from the ashes of whatever has you stuck and bound. It's time to move forward to healing, restoration, and to success in your marriage and in your relationships. We are the Serranos, your relationship experts, and we support you to achieve balance and stability in business and in life through biblical principles to build a more effective communication in your marriage and in your relationship.
Hello, everybody.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good to
How
be
are
back
you
in the
tonight?
house again, huh?
Yes, I'm Dr. Nephetina Serrano, and
I am Richard Serrano.
yes,
Dr. Serrano.
we are here. We are here tonight. We're super excited. We have a wonderful series that we will be using in the next few weeks and going forward.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to be talking about
Mhm.
his needs, her needs.
And her needs.
All
How
right,
many
are you
know
ready?
that is so important to know?
It is.
So you are in the right place at the right time.
Yes. So we welcome you tonight. Tonight we are talking about his needs, her needs, building an affair-proof marriage. And we started off with a book. This book right here by William F. Harley Jr. It is an amazing book. If you don't have it, listen, we're going to be utilizing the tools, strategies, and techniques from this book in the next 4 weeks. We want you to make sure that you get a copy so that you can follow along, whether you do it on your Kindle or however you like to read, whichever. Make sure that you get a copy of this book because you want to be able to follow along with us. And guess what? At the end of the day, when we're not there, the book and the strategies and everything that he puts in there is going to be there. But we're going to talk reality. We're going to talk real. We're going to talk integrity. We're going to talk just being transparent. Yes. So important. In marriage and in relationship, transparency builds trust. And so we want to make sure that we have that with you.
So let's have a conversation.
Absolutely. I'm ready.
How about that?
Ready?
Listen, share. Definitely want to share with your family, your friends. You never know with all of your Facebook guests. You never know who needs this help. You really don't. A lot of people put the mask on. Everything is fine until they get home, and everything is not fine.
Absolutely
and that's
not.
what we're here for. We're here to make sure you get good information so you can give good information to each other. So the feedback you get from each other would be good, positive, and not negative.
Wow.
Is that all right?
Absolutely. We have a lot of ground to cover tonight. Please make sure you get your pens, your papers, and take notes because what we're going to be discussing tonight is going to be beneficial and you may want to reflect upon it later on.
Amen. So listen, so you want to start with his needs or her needs?
I'm not partial to either.
All right, so I'm going to start with his needs.
Okay.
Or you want to go back and forth? That might be nice too, but let's do. Okay, so his needs. So I would think that number one, as far as what the book and statistics is saying about the man and his needs is for sexual fulfillment. All right, man. How many brothers out there I have on sexual fulfillment? Yeah. That's huge on our list.
Wow.
Because we want to be fulfilled sexually, right? Because it does release a lot of stress and tension. Because I believe that we have a lot going on with us with bills and working and, just going out there in the work area, right? And politics that's going on today. We have to do the right things. We have to say the right things. We just have to be careful and mindful of the things that we say. So that is very high on our list, sexual fulfillment.
Wow. That's serious. We have to make
talk
sure
about
that
sexual fulfillment.
Absolutely. We want to make sure that we're meeting each other's needs. We want to make sure that we're handling and taking care of the things that really matters to our mate. I think one of the things that I think about when I think about his needs, her needs, is I can't help but reflect on our love languages, right? Understanding what our love language is and how that relates to me individually and my husband and my mate, right?
So true.
Because a lot of times, we are, in the 5 love languages, we learn that sometimes we are not loving them the way they desire to be loved. So think about it for a moment. Are you loving your mate the way they desire to be loved? And know this, they're telling you what the problem is.
That's right.
So if you find that you're constantly bickering, quarreling, there's no synergy, there's no oneness within your relationship, and every time you communicate, it turns into a quarrel, you might want to think about when you get that feeling, sexual healing, right?
Absolutely.
Sometimes we got to talk about the sexual healing.
That's
because
right.
in our coming together to be one, that brings about, as Dr. Serrano said, what we can release stress. The cares of the day is no longer a factor because we're into our mate at that moment.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's really important to make sure that we are exercising. My earrings.
That's
we're really exercising some sexual healing within the relationship.
Yeah.
Because until you learn to love your mate the way they desire to be loved,
that's right,
you're in for a rocky road.
It's so true. We always have to be careful on how we approach this because we don't want to, because we understand that a lot of times we're tired. We go through some things throughout the day, so it's a little tough to really get together, right? But that's why we have to schedule sometimes. Some of you that have kids still living at home, some of you just entrepreneurs that have their own businesses, that work a regular job. That's a lot. You don't have too much time in between to get together. And then because you want to catch up on communication, how was your day and things like that.
Yeah.
Because guess what? That sexual fulfillment starts in the beginning of your day.
Amen.
It's how you treat each other, your attitude towards one another.
That's right.
Because who wants to have sexual fulfillment with someone who has an attitude?
Wow.
Someone who has issues and brings issues and negative. That's not good energy.
That's right.
When it's time to really get together and make love, it's just not good energy.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure that the attitude is right, make sure that our approach is right, and make sure you set the atmosphere. Yeah. Listen, it might not be that night, but it's coming.
It's coming.
And you have to continue to expect that it's coming.
Absolutely.
And don't expect to go looking somewhere else. Make sure you are fulfilling the need at home.
Wow. I'm laughing because some of the comments that's already showing up are just, yeah. Amen. Hallelujah. I know that's right, Angie. Listen, we have to talk about these things.
Yes.
I know a lot of times it's like, we don't want to talk about it, but that's why we have our show, the time that we have it, because we want you to have the kids in the bed. We want you, to have this time and this moment to be able to sit down and really be with your mate, get a cup of tea and get ready. Because this is a little study right here. Absolutely. We need to be able to study one another. We need to be able to have that quality time, that uninterrupted time with one another. And sometimes that's in the evening. Now, I know we've talked about it before. When's the best time to make love? And we concluded on that session. Yeah. You can go back and watch the video, watch the show, go back. When was the best time to make love? We all talked about, really, most of us, even though some of us might be night owls, the best time is in the morning. In the morning. But I understand. Hold up. Don't yell at me just yet. I understand that sometimes you got to get it in where you can fit it in. And that's cool too. But don't make that the consistent thing. Make sure that you are planning your time together intimately. Yeah. Some of our mates travel to work, and I get it. But be intentional. they got to come back home at some point, ladies.
That's true.
And when they do, I know me and my boo, we make sure we put that time in. We have
Absolutely. Yeah. I just put up on the chat, and that was really good, Dr. Serrano. I really enjoyed it. It's true. You have to consider one another.
Yeah.
You just have to, you know. I just put up on the chat, it says, what can your spouse do for you that will make you happy? It's something to think about.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times we don't think about that.
Yeah.
What is it that your spouse can do for you that will make you happy?
Yeah.
And listen, put that in the chat. If you know, put it in the chat.
Maybe they'll see it.
Maybe they'll see it, or you can show them. Say, hey, listen, we was watching this show, the Serrano show, and they had a question, and look at some of the answers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they'll see your answer.
Yeah. You know, I like that question because it really brings communication.
Yeah.
So I said we have a lot of ground to cover. If you're just joining us, you're watching the Serrano Show. I'm Dr. Nephetina Serrano. This is my husband, Dr. Richard Serrano. And we are here talking about relationship matters, all things that matter most in relationships. Absolutely. Well, we are going to be going on a little journey with a book that we introduced earlier on when we first came on the show, and it's called His Needs, Her Needs. We're encouraging you to get a copy of this book because we're going to be doing a series for the next month of November. We will be taking all of the things that we have been learning about his needs, her needs, and putting that into action, right? Because knowledge without it being applied means nothing. We have to apply the knowledge that we gain in our relationships.
That's so true. So the second thing for the man is activity, right? I say we because men in general, we want our spouses to join us with sports activities, things that we like to do, like watch football games, basketball games, go work out at the gym. I love when my wife comes with me to work out and hang out with me and go, watch the football games and stuff.
Yeah.
It's great. It really is a fun time that we have. So I think having that time together really is a good fulfillment for me, being at the gym and just having you around me.
Yeah. I was always a football lover. I always loved sports.
True.
I was a dance major in high school. So the arts and sports go hand in hand for me. Yeah. That was an easy thing for me to do. Now, getting to the gym may not be always so easy, but I do persevere and I do push myself. So my husband's not always the one saying, babe, it's been 3 days. You ain't been to the gym. No, I push me. I push me. When I'm not at the gym, I feel it. I'm more tired. I'm more stressed, or I feel like the weight of the day weighs on me. When I go to the gym, I come back, all that's gone.
Yeah.
So the gym for me is my space of release as well. Yeah. So I love doing that with my husband. Are we always in the same place at the gym? No. Sometimes I'm peeping him from afar and he's peeping me from afar, but we're getting it in. We're getting in what we need for ourselves. When I go to the gym, I don't have time to play games. I'm not there for nobody but me.
Time schedule.
Yeah, it's a time schedule because we still have to be back home. Yeah. Sometimes we got to work late. We have to, again, things that matter to you and to your mate, you have to make sure that you are talking through what his needs are, and husbands talking through what her needs are. Because remember, we as women are emotional, and we need that emotional place to be satisfied. So it's very important that you communicate with me. Not talking, not communicating, that right there, that's a shutdown and a no-go. I need that communication. I need that emotional place to also be fulfilled, for me. And that's how I kind of get through my day. Right. I like brainstorming and, running things by my husband. Yeah. So I like his interaction and undivided attention.
That's true. And I do too. because we're entrepreneurs, so we're always thinking, we always got things going on, and we do like to run things by each other. So number 3 is physical attraction. Okay, guys, this is a tricky one because physical attraction, and this is part of the workout, and it has more than just benefits on the outside, but working out has the benefits on the inside, and of course eating right and things like that. But it just builds up your confidence when you're working out, right? Your clothes fit better when you're working out, right? You start reaching your goals and you start really getting fulfillment. So physical attraction for me is that, wow, when I see someone in a dress or a nice outfit, I like to say, wow, I wonder how that looks on you. We have to make sure that we say it in a way where we're complimenting our spouse.
That's good. Yeah.
And please do compliment your spouse, because that's important that you do that. Because guess what? The more you compliment, the closer it brings you to your spouse. Believe it or not, because for some that are not attracted to their spouse, start complimenting their spouse and start helping your spouse in the area where they need the help. Speak to the king that's inside of him.
Come on, ladies.
Because if you don't speak to the king that's inside of him, then you're going to speak to the idiot, to the person think might be slow or might not be up to speed or things like that.
Wow.
But that's a king inside of it, because when you met him, he was a king. He was special. He has something that you wanted.
Wow.
And now you have it. What is it that you're going to do with it?
Ooh.
So make sure you treat that king right.
Yes, yes.
And make sure you encourage him so he can encourage you.
Yes.
And buy you clothes and the things that you need to look good.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That is so awesome. Speak to the king inside your man, right? Not the idiot. Come on. Can somebody put that in the chat? Speak to the king inside the man, not the idiot or the little boy. Because a lot of times we as women tend to speak to our spouses like we're speaking to our sons, right? Or our students in the classroom.
So true.
They're not our students. They're not our children. They are our husbands. They are our kings. And so, yes, speaking to the king and the man, I love it. I love that. So while emotional needs was top on the list, number 2 for her is affection. She needs affection.
That's good.
And when you have gone through a rough period in time, because I know that we're speaking to some couples out there that have gone through infidelity, that have gone through some cheating, that have gone through some things in life, I want to say to you, make sure that you're reassuring your mate. That goes for the man as well as the woman. Whomever was the person that committed the offense, be sure to reassure your mate that, honey, I love you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for forgiveness. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you. Thank you goes a long way.
Absolutely.
As does forgiveness. So affection. We as women, we need that affection. Some women say, oh, it don't take all that for me. Okay. That's you, the minority, not the majority. And so, husband, for your wife who doesn't want all the touchy-feely that may, in her opinion, might not be her thing, it's okay. Right? Find out what is her thing. What does float her boat? What does make her happy? What does put that smile on her face? What puts that twinkle in her eye? Find out if you don't know. Some of us have been together 10, 20, and even 30 years, and we still are not pleasing our mate, loving them in the way they desire to be loved. So tonight we are talking about his needs and her needs.
That's right.
Having an affair-proof marriage. For you singles out there that are listening in, yes, this is good for you too, boo. It is good for you because
Yeah.
this helps you to recognize and realize what couples have to deal with when they are in covenant. Because remember, covenant is the game changer in marriage and relationship.
Yeah.
It truly is a game changer. And we want to make sure that we are loving our mate and appreciating them the way they want to be loved and appreciated. I have needs. How about you?
That's true. Marriage is such a tricky thing because it's not a selfish behavior at all. So for those that are just used to being single, when you get married, you don't intend to be selfish. You don't want to be selfish. It's just that you've been taking care of yourself. I mean, that's really honest.
That's good.
But for those who's been married a long time, I say to you that you have more skills, right? You have more experience. You know what to do. You just choose not to do it.
Wow.
Just like at your job, right? The more experience you have, the more promotions you get, the higher you go, the less people tell you what to do. Is that right? In your mind, you might have, of course, 3 or 4 bosses, but you know what to do. Your experience, you know your job.
Yes.
If you thought like that at home, you would have a great relationship with your spouse because you know what to do. You know what makes her angry. You know what gets her upset. You know what buttons to push. You know what looks she don't like. But you do it anyway. So
that's true.
Those that are experienced, do the right thing.
Yeah. So I have a question now for the men. Okay. Questions for him. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being very affectionate, how affectionate are you towards your wife? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most affection, where are you on that scale? How affectionate are you to your wife? How affectionate are you to your wife? And how do you think she would rate you?
Wow.
Let's think about that. How affectionate do you think you are? But how affectionate do you believe she might rate you? Put that in the chat. If you're here, men, if you're not, ladies, go and get your husbands. This is the night you want them to be here.
Come on, brothers.
Right here, right now. His needs, her needs. We are talking about it from William F. Harley Jr. and his wife. This book is a great book. You definitely want to put it in your arsenal, in your toolbox, to pull at it when you need it. And to just read it. It's short.
That's right.
It's a very short book, but I'm telling you, it is packed with good information. Good information.
So, when you say that, for me, I think I'm very affectionate. I think I do a great job. But I don't know if I'm 100%. I don't know if I'm a 10. Only because I have my good days and I have my bad days. And that's the truth. Some days, I'm tired, or, say the world gets the best of me. So when I get home, I'm about, I need some strength. I need some energy. I need some motivation. I need to be encouraged. I need some affirmation. I need some help, amen. So when I walk through the door, if I don't get that help, then I might not be the best.
And that's true. I mean, and you're coming home on empty, on depletion. Most of us are exhausted. For a lot of us today, we're in these Zoom meetings, chat rooms, group meetings, group rooms. It's a lot. It's a lot that we're contending with in this day and age. Much more than we ever had to do in the past.
So true.
And so with that being said, that means, listen, the 24 hours in a day hasn't changed. But what we do in a day definitely has. So we have to factor all of that in. So when we're talking about the number 3 for her, intimate conversation. So many women ask the question, why is it so difficult to get my husband to have a simple conversation? We need conversation. Maybe at the point of when he first walks through the door might not be the operative time. But husbands, after you've taken that shower, had that meal, that is not the time to fall asleep. I need some me time. Some me time, which translate into we time.
We time.
I'm not that girl.
Right.
I'm sorry. Maybe some of you are, like, you could take it or leave it, or you have just gotten so consumed with the busyness of this life that you don't even give your husband a time or day, and him coming through the door might have irritated you. That ain't me. No, my husband come through the door. It's like, honey, I am home, and guess what? And honey, I'm here. I want to see my man get to that place of comfort, but then I want some conversation. How was your day? What did you do? How was the ride home? Honey, I need to talk to you. I just need some me time, which in my eyes translates as we time.
Listen, if you can't do it all, try to do something.
That's right.
That's what I say. Because we're not built like that for a lot of conversation. It's just, I heard someone said something about our brains are totally different, right? So a lot of men, and I say a lot because not the majority, of course, but most of us are not aware of our surroundings, and we're focused on certain things, and so we're not. It was a saying: women are like spaghettis, and men are
like waffles.
Like waffles. So that's true. It really is true.
Yeah.
You rarely find a man that talks a lot, right? And he might be in sales if you do. But anyway, he's not selling nothing at home, okay? But it's so true. That's why I said do your best.
Yeah.
If you try to do your best, and that's what you can do is your best. So at least you are putting the effort in to do the best.
Yes.
You can do. So
I am here trying to figure out what's up with the hair.
Good question.
That was a good question. You like that one? So if I'm going to rate my husband on that scale, I would say that he is definitely a 7.
Whoa. Not an 8?
No. He is affectionate, but there are times that I just need more. So I'm rating him a 7.5. Okay. We're marching up to that 10. We're marching up to that 10.
I'm saying? Try your best every day. And apologize if you can't succeed.
Yes.
So, I think that's important too, communication. If something is wrong, say, listen, babe, today is just not a good day. I apologize. I need to get some sleep. Let me get some sleep, and then I'll come back and we can talk and hang out.
Yeah, because the reality is that life is lifing, and we are going through this everything that we're having to deal with in this day and age. There is so much. I won't even get into that because that's a whole nother conversation. But what I will say is life shows up. And so we have to remember that even though life is showing up, we have an obligation to ourselves first, to God first, to ourselves, and to our spouse and our family. We still have that obligation to them to make sure that we are showing up for them, and that they feel that they experience you showing up for them. That it's not all about you, but we're here to talk about what are your needs. What is it that you're desiring? What is it that you want from your mate? This is the time to look them in the eye and say, wow, we need to have that conversation. It's okay. Communication is key. It really is key. Having that communication can be detrimental and so impactful to the marriage and the relationship.
Yeah, it really is. I remember, of course, when we were dating and everything at the beginning. I'll put this in there. Number 4 is affirmation, right? And admiration. Back in the day when we were dating 37 years ago, we did all of these things.
Yeah.
We really did. Sexual fulfillment, that was like number 1 for everybody at the very beginning, right? And then activities, we did everything together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we complimented each other. We encouraged one another.
Right.
Affirmation,
That's
right?
true.
And we communicated with each other. Somebody got on your nerves, or the job wasn't right, or promotion was coming, or you had to make decisions. You were not married, but you did all of these things at the beginning. So what did happen? Because it's kind of an example of someone at the gym who's working out, and they're striving to get that body,
Right.
and they stop. They're not going to get the body they're looking for if they just stop.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
You know, I forgot, somebody wrote in our book, you only get the marriage you work for.
Oh my goodness.
That was a pastor up in Oyoke Road.
Yeah.
Howard's pastor. But it's true. You get the marriage you work for.
Yeah.
That's what you get. You have to work for your marriage. And that means you have to be a full participant on every level.
Yeah.
So affirmation, I love affirmation because I want to make sure that I am on the right track, that I'm doing the right thing. It's not to make you puffed up, please. And if it does make you puff up, you got a problem.
Wow.
Because it's not for that purpose. It's for the purpose that know you're on the right track, you're doing good. Keep doing good.
That's right. Absolutely.
That's what, and if you don't get affirmation, keep doing good anyway.
Yeah.
Pat yourself in the back.
Sometimes you do have to encourage yourself in this in marriage, right? But we're here to be encouragers one of another, and we're here to inspire each other. We're here to lift each other up. We are here to walk this walk together, and while we're doing it, might as well meet each other's needs. Might as well, you know, make sure that we're showing up and being present in the marriage and in the relationship. See, singles, a lot of times what happens is the thing that you know, how you got that mate or date, you know, is how you're going to keep them. You communicated. You talked on the phone. You made sure that you made eye contact. You went out on dates. You know, all of those things. You met after the gym. Maybe you didn't go to the gym together at that time because you're still trying to impress.
Individual goals.
But you had your individual goal. Right. Don't stop that. Where did it say in the book that we're supposed to lay all that aside? And it becomes all about the other person. Where you have no needs, I beg to differ. I have needs. You have needs. And you're going to want those needs fulfilled. And so make sure that you are communicating with one another, each other's needs. So number 4, recreational companionship. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about working out and staying active and staying in tune to our body shapes. You know, because things start happening. They say gravity
gravity works.
Takes force.
Bam.
Okay. So we're not having sagging and bagging, honey. No, tight and right. No sagging and bagging. Tight and right. Okay. So that's where I'm at. I don't know about you, but that's where I am at. I am at tight and right. No sagging and bagging. I said it. Yes, I did.
That's real good. That's real good. So number 5 for me is domestic support. Right? You know, at home, a lot of us have individual jobs and duties, responsibilities.
Correct.
That we do. We've always said, build your own personal resume. When you build your own personal resume, then what your resume looks like without putting in things that you don't do is what you're going to be doing when you are married.
Yes.
So if you wash clothes, if you wash the cars, and you know, help around the house, you cook, you put away, you know, the groceries when it comes in, you know, whether or not you're the maintenance person in the house, you change the light bulbs, fix the doors and hinges. All of these things are important in your home because someone needs to do it. Someone has to be responsible in order to do that. So domestic support, it's a good word because we want to make sure that we are sharing the house responsibilities.
That's so important.
And not just one person gets stuck doing the same thing all the time. Now, granted that some things are by default, and sometimes the person home might not work or have a job. That is their job. You know,
That's
but
true.
doesn't mean that you come home and still do nothing.
That's right.
That means you still come home and say, baby, you need any help? Or, you know, honey, you need any help with anything? Can I help you? Can I relieve some you know, some chores from you? Or, you know, because that helps.
That does help. It really does. Some people don't realize how important that is to your mate when you do the little things. Closing and opening the car door. Holding the door open and allowing me to get through first. You know, walking alongside me or watching me as I walk. All of those things are important. When my husband, if we're walking down the street and he's walking a little faster than I am, or I feel exposed. I feel like where are you going? Like, how you gonna leave
me by myself?
Right? For the most part, I would say 99.9% of the time, he is right beside me or holding my hand or, you know, or letting me know I got you, I'm watching, I'm covering you. But a lot of times I see it all the times, relationships, husbands and wives, and these things are just not happening. Again, if that's not for you, you're the minority, it's okay. Your husband has to figure out what works best for you. Or your wife has to figure out what works best for you. Number 5 is family commitment. Ladies, you know, we're all about the family, Oh yes, we're all about the family. We're all about the family. Listen, if you love me, you gotta love my family.
True. That's so true.
You know, because they're part of my community. Now, am I saying that you have to get along with everybody all the time? No. But you got to love them. You got to love them the same way that I have to love and honor my husband and his family. And thankfully, to God be the glory, I love my family. I love my Serrano family. I am so blessed to be a part of this family. And I carry my husband's name with pride. I appreciate the Serrano family. They are, they mean so much to me. They are a part of me. And I believe that I'm a part of them. And, you know, that's how we should feel. It doesn't happen in every home, in every family. I get that. Was it always like this? No, we grew. We grew together. The same way you as a spouse has a husband and a wife, you grow together. And then I get it. There's just those family members that you are never going to satisfy. And you're not there to.
That's right.
I'm here to make him happy. I'm here to be his caregiver. I am here to be his helpmeet. And maybe one day caregiver. But in the God's will, we're gonna keep rising together, right? I am here to be there for my husband. But in the process, his family is his tribe, it's his community. I want to love who he loves. I want to appreciate who he appreciates. I want to honor and respect his family, you know, the way he honor and respects his family. And hopefully your mate does honor and respect their family. That is very important. So, you know, family commitment is very important, as is physical attraction. I get it for the man. But family commitment is high on my list because I love my family. And everyone knows that know me, know that I have a very serious endearment to my family. And I no longer say an obligation to them. But I have, they are a very big part of my world and my life. And I'm very grateful to have them. And I love how my husband loves them. No matter what we go through, because, you know, family go through stuff. But as, you know, my husband, you know, we go through things, but even in our family going through, my husband still knows how to allow us to process what we got to go through. And then, you know, we come together. But my family is everything. Your children, listen, your family and your children can be a big part of your life, but they are not first. Ladies, your sons are not your men. They're not your,
That's a
they're
good
not
one.
35 and still your
Yeah,
boy.
that's right.
No,
Yeah.
we have to learn how to put our children, our family, and our extended family in perspective as it comes to our relationship.
Yeah, that's so true. You know, you have to put yourself in training mode, right? You have to master how to support each other, right? Um, Make sure you can even make a list of things, um, of your needs. I would encourage you to make a list. Maybe just put 3 to 5 things. You don't have to put everything down, right? Just start small. 3 to 5 things on your list.
Yeah.
What's your need? What is it that will make you happy if he would do these things for you, right? And then exchange the list
Yeah, that's it.
and then work on it, right? Master that. You know, we got master's degree. Hello, somebody. We got doctor's degree. We done did 4 years, 8 years, 12 years.
Yeah.
And you in your relationship now for about 20. And you ain't mastered that.
Wow.
Now, you did get a marriage certificate early on.
That's true.
So they gave you one before your master's degree in marriage.
Yeah, that's good.
Because they had confidence in you to think that you was going to do the right thing.
Yeah, listen, this road, singles. I'm talking to my singles tonight too, because I want you to understand. I mean, our singles are always asking questions, how do you do it? This is how we do it.
Yeah.
This is how we do it. Sha-na-na-na-na. This is how we do it. We do it by educating ourselves. We do it by realizing that it's not over. Education doesn't stop at the schoolhouse. We have to still go into the libraries and grab the book, purchase the book, learn some things so that we can apply those things to our lives. What we feel would work for us. We have to constantly be educating ourselves in this thing called marriage. This is how my husband and I are doing it. This is why we decided to take this platform to be able to bring some knowledge, some understanding, and 37 years of togetherness of wisdom.
Absolutely.
Wisdom. Okay? But in all thy getting, the word says, get an understanding. If you're in relationship tonight, whether it's dating or marriage, and you are, and you're seriously dating that person and they're not meeting your needs, you need to have these conversations about what your needs are and how you feel they could be met. Some things people are not going to agree with. I can't do that, or I don't like to do that, or that's not my thing. That's not your thing.
Wow.
Well,
sound like it's one-sided.
Then I can't be your thing.
That's good.
Okay. I can't be your person. I can't be that. You have to be willing that even if it's not your thing, even if I did not like baseball, and I did not like baseball, I can appreciate baseball today, but I did not like it. It was not my thing. But I learned to ask questions. Well, what is it about that, thing? It was the boringest game I ever did see. More boring than golf, in my opinion. But I was able to, embrace it a little bit because my husband, he was not a huge baseball fan, but he did like a little baseball every once in a while.
That's right.
So even though it's not your thing, we have to learn to embrace what the other person is saying because they're telling you what the problem is.
That's right. You brought up a good question because we tweak each other, right? That's why people write the books because of their experience. But this doesn't change. That's a woman and I'm a man. And we have the same responsibilities. We have the same roles, the same issues. We're just different people. But we're still what? A man and a woman. So you have to tweak Now, when you find each other, right? When you come together, when
Yeah.
God puts you together, you're not a finished product because, like I said, we have issues, so we have to tweak each other. We teach each other what we want.
Yeah.
Right? We're not telling you this is what I want. No, we're not demanding anything. We're just saying this is how I am.
Yeah.
Help me to love you where you are, and you love me where I am.
Yeah.
Because we're all on different levels of love. Some people say love is one thing, and then we say love is it's another thing. You know, love takes you to the marriage, but educating yourself on what marriage is what keeps you
That's good.
in the marriage.
That's good right there.
You
That's
know,
good.
you cannot
Wow.
say, you cannot stay the same. You know, when a spouse says you change, good. I hope I change for the better.
Mm-hmm.
Because we shouldn't be the same way we was 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 5 years ago. We should always be
Evolving.
you
That's
know,
right.
and making things better around us at home. Our surroundings should be better. The home should be better.
Yeah.
You know, so important.
It is. You know, guys, ladies, gentlemen, ma'ams, and sirs, we want to encourage you tonight. If you're just tuning in, yes, you're watching the Serrano Show. We're Doctors Richard and Nephetina Serrano, and we are your relationship experts. We are here to encourage, uplift, and inspire you to love one another more. And in the process, love yourself more.
Absolutely.
Because until you really love you, you can never love him. Until you really love you can never love her. So it's really important that you learn to love yourself. And when you love yourself, you take care. You take time to groom yourself, to care for yourself, to make sure that you're eating right and exercising and doing the things that you need to nurture yourself.
Absolutely.
And then you're giving your mate the opportunity to also fill those other areas within you that you desire, that you want from them. So why not tell them? I hear so many times, Dr. Serrano, couples say to one another, but he's not, I didn't know she wanted me. I didn't know she wanted that.
That's true.
Or I didn't know he thought like that.
Yeah.
Why not?
No
Why not? That means you're not communicating. We encourage you. We have our own book, The Marriage Corporation, Corporate Strategies for Fulfilling God's Purpose in a Covenant Marriage. And that book gives you, it talks about, the marriage. It talks about the roles in marriage, right? And it talks about the things that we do that sometimes we don't even realize that we're doing.
That's right.
If that person don't possess what you're looking for, sometimes you have to subcontract it out. No, man, we're not talking about purchasing another person. But what we're talking about is if you don't, it may not be your thing, but there's a phone, you got a cell phone, there's an internet. You can find that thing that would make her smile, that will bring that joy to her again. Maybe it's just your time that she wants.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
And, that's one thing you can't get back, time. So you do have to use that time wisely, and, continue to benefit the home and using your time wisely. It's so important.
Yeah.
You have another one? Is that it?
Number six. Okay. So as we're talking about his needs, her needs, I hope you're subscribed, like, and share this channel with someone that may need to hear this, what we're talking about tonight. I know it seems simple, but you know what? It is these kinds of tools that we need in our chest, in our toolbox, and in our treasure box that we can pull from to begin to know how to really love someone the way they desire to be loved, and to meet and fulfill the place in their life that they feel they're lacking. A lot of relationships and marriages are just tolerating. They're just tolerating each other.
So true.
Whatever you tolerate, you'll never change.
That's right.
Whatever you tolerate, you'll never change. you have to get intentional about your life, about your marriage, about where you are, where you're not, and where you'd like to be. And make sure that you communicate that out. Don't assume. Well, he knows what I no, 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 no. As I say to the baby, no, 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 no. You cannot assume that he knows, ladies. You cannot assume that she knows, men.
That's right.
Communicate your desires, wants, and needs.
That's true. I was just putting that in the chat. Whatever you tolerate, you will never change.
Wow.
It is so important. We can't, it's something because when you're used to something being clean, that when it's dirty, you notice it right away.
That's good. Yeah.
And when
true.
you see something, when you're used to something being dirty, when it's clean, you notice it. So get in the habit and practice good practice, because then you can really get to see what's good.
Yeah.
And be around people, couples that are treating each other right, the spouses, family members, because the more you're around good people, right, honest people, then it has to rub off. So you'll start taking that with you.
Yeah.
The positive things, and then you'll start implementing that in your life.
Yeah. As we're talking about his needs, her needs, and we're getting ready to begin to wrap things up a little bit. One of the things the book talks about in session 6 is honesty. Honesty
on that.
and admiration. Honesty and admiration. And he says there are many good reasons to be honest, but this we're going to focus our attention on just one of them. Honesty and openness is very basic emotional need for us women. Can you just be open? Can you just be honest? Can you please be transparent? Right? But if you have someone that lies all the time, that takes a lot out of you. Because then you're always second guessing whether what they're saying. So, we need to make sure that we halt those things. We cease and desist the lies. Because as a woman, we want honesty, we want truthfulness. Sometimes, some people say be brutally honest. No, you don't have to be brutally honest. You can be openly honest. How about that? Just be open and be honest to tell me the truth. And you may even say it, because remember, sometimes it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. So we want to be mindful on how we say it, the tone that we're using, our body language. As you can see, I talk with my hands. I talk with my hands and my mouth, my smile. So body language means a lot, because they convey a lot to a person without you ever saying a word. Says a lot, your body language. So if a husband is honest with his wife, he would admit that he needs her admiration. Do you realize, ladies, that our husbands, I know my husband was going to talk about this, but admiration is a big thing.
Yeah, it really is. Going back to, you say honesty. Just think about this for a minute. Growing up, your parents, what did they want from you?
Just be honest.
God says, in honest, right? In honest and in love. Speak truth in love.
Yeah.
And be honest about it. Whether I'm gonna get in trouble. Well, you're gonna get in trouble anyway. So speak truth. And it's true. Listen, it goes both ways, but a woman really needs to be spoken to in honesty. They want to know what's on your mind. They want to know how you're feeling. They want to know what you did that day. They want to know what you're doing for the week. They want to know what your future plans are. They want to know everything. Everything. And that's real talk.
That's real talk.
That's real talk.
Yes.
If you're not ready for that, then you're not ready for marriage.
Wow.
Because
That's
this
good.
is what you're going to get in a wife. And it's not a nagging wife. It's not a wife getting in your business. Come on, y'all. She cares for you. She wants the best for you. She's your helpmate. So let's get that straight. She's not there to make your life miserable. She's not there to criticize you or to sabotage you. That's her life too. If something happens to you, you make the wrong decision that affects the house.
Yeah.
It affects the community. It affects everyone. So that's what she's there for. Just do your best, to be honest. That's all. Just have a conversation about your day and your life, and you will have a better communication skills with a more effective communication with your wife, and your skills will become better.
That's good.
Because that communication part is really serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, without honesty in a relationship, what is there? All the rest of the things that we talked about, the 5 things prior to this part right here, it'd be for nothing. Yeah. If you can't have this part, honesty.
And admiration, and that's true too, because you want to be honest to one another. So if you're gonna say, "Wow, you look really good today. You look nice today," there's certain way you have to say things. Listen, we've gained weight, we've lost weight, certain foods make us look certain ways, and medication, and it's a lot that's going on in this world, and a lot that's going on that we're taking into our bodies.
Absolutely.
So encourage one another, love one another. I would say strive more to have a desire for your spouse.
Yeah.
Because if you have a desire for your spouse, then you are loving her like you want to be loved.
Come on. Absolutely.
And that's real talk.
Yeah.
You don't want nobody disrespecting you. You don't want nobody putting you down. Listen, men, I had a Hispanic brother. You can't talk down to me. I don't care who you are. You're not going to talk down to me. That's when the Puerto Rican comes out. You know how they say, what's in you comes out. So we have to be careful how we talk to
how
people.
We speak to one another.
It's not nice when you do that. You don't want nobody speaking to you like that. Oh, I'm bad, I can take it. No, it's just not good to do.
That's right.
Straighten up. She's the weaker vessel. Treat her right. Treat her with respect, and you'll get respect at home. And the children are watching you.
That's right. Absolutely.
I have to involve the children. They are watching how you treat your mom, their mom.
Yes.
And your mom. And the other women. They're watching how you treat them.
Wow.
And if you're not careful, they're going to pick up those same bad habits, because that's what they are. They're habits. It becomes habit forming.
Yeah. So admiration for a male, for our men, ladies. Yeah. We want to be, if we want that affection, they want admiration. Right. They want to know that, that they do have are the head in their home. They want to know that you honor. I think admiration is part of the respect that they desire. Yeah. Right. So when we admire our husbands, we're encouraging them. When we admire our husbands, we're letting them know, honey, you look good today. Honey, I know it was a long day. You know what? I got your bath water already ran.
That's right. That's awesome.
Right? We're not going to hit them with everything as soon as they come through the door, as I stated earlier. We're letting them know that, you know what? I appreciate you. Oh, I woke up in the morning and the trash was already outside. I appreciate that. I went to bed, drinking my tea. I fell asleep and my husband was still working. I appreciate that. Yeah. Right? You have to admire your spouse. Let them know that you appreciate them. Amen. Let them know that their presence matter when they are present. Yep. We want more, but we can't even take care of the little bit that they do give us.
That's right.
If you will just encourage his spirit and admire him in the little that he does, trust and believe he will do that much more until he began to do it without you ever asking. It'll become a part of his life because he is there to please you.
Yeah. I like one of the quotes in the book, and it says, make what's important to you what's important to her.
That's good.
Because if you make what's important to you that's important to her, then you're letting her know that you care.
That's good.
And you're concerned.
Wow.
You know, a lot of times we don't do that. And sometimes it's because we're going through motions, we're just busy.
Yeah.
But make that a practice.
Wow.
Make what's important to you that's important to her.
So that, with all of that being said, I know it was a lot. This was the opener.
Rewind.
So we had to kind of give you an overview. His Needs, Her Needs by William F. Harley Jr. By William F. Harley Jr. Get the book and get the workbook because we are going to be diving in deeper for the whole month of November. And we are going to be diving into this book. We want to make sure that we talk on every topic, and we want to make sure that we cover them more in depth. And we're going to bring some word to back it up. So get ready. Get ready. We're going to deep dive.
Time is up
His Needs, Her Needs, and our time is up. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight. I hope you enjoyed this hour with us.
Yes.
We are Doctors Richard and Nephetina Serrano. We really appreciate you. If you're just tuning in, you missed it, but you can go back and watch the replay. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Serrano Show 1, and make sure that you subscribe, like, and share this broadcast out tonight. There is a couple, there is a single, there is someone who's married, widowed. There is still life after divorce and after death.
Absolutely.
Yes. You can live again, and you can begin again.
Definitely.
All right. So just know that we are here to support you to achieve balance and stability in life and in business through biblical principles to build a more effective communication in your marriage and in your relationships. That is relationships overall. And remember, Covenant Rescue, it is a 24-hour hotline for couples and families in crisis. We want to let you know that we are there for you. Please call 855-RESC-911 or 855-737-2911 and let the healing begin.
Listen, we thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It's been awesome. We pray that you receive something out of this message on tonight. We pray that you will share with others in your family. Just say a word of prayer with you to encourage you. We just glorify your name on tonight, Lord. We thank you for the words that were spoken on tonight. We thank you for the ears that were able to hear. And we thank you for those husbands and wives that want better, that want to focus on their marriage and on you. Yes. We pray right now that you will encourage them to be an encouragement one to another and to love on their family the way you said we should love our families. And we just said, God, we just bless you today for all that you have given us. We thank you for strength in our bodies, God. And we thank you right now for all the marriages out there that are doing right. And we thank you for those that are trying to do their best. And we pray that you will bring somebody by to mentor them and to take them to the next level. We love you. God bless you. And thank you for tuning in tonight.
And remember, love somebody. God bless you.